Imagine waking up in a strange city where a stranger claims to be your spouse and holds you accountable for a past you don't remember. Now imagine multiplying that confusion. There are two of you and two of them. This exact scenario drives William Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors. The play functions as an intellectual puzzle. It demonstrates how a logical world spirals into absolute madness once a single premise is broken. Years before the events of the play, a merchant named Ægeon is traveling with his wife. They have identical twin sons, and they adopt another set of identical twin boys to raise as servants. This diagram shows the family tree right before a massive storm hits their ship. The ensuing shipwreck violently tears the group exactly in half, leaving the survivors oblivious to the fate of the others. Decades pass. One half of the family establishes a life here, in the ancient city of Ephesus. The other half, living in Syracuse, eventually sets out to find them.
They step off the boat in Ephesus, unaware that their exact physical duplicates are already walking the same streets. Within minutes of Antipholus of Syracuse arriving, the social order begins to break down. Complete strangers wave to him on the street, treating him like a well-known neighbor. A local servant runs up calling him master. A woman insists she is his wife, grabbing his arm and pulling him inside for a private feast. His servant Dromio of Syracuse is pulled into the same trap. Locals scold him in the street for failing to complete errands he was never actually assigned. Looking at the available evidence, Antipholus of Syracuse reaches a logical, if extreme, conclusion. The city is enchanted, crawling with sorcerers casting illusions. Without the knowledge of his identical twin, magic becomes the most rational explanation for a town of strangers knowing his name, his face, and his marital status.
Meanwhile, the local resident Antipholus of Ephesus heads back to his own house expecting a quiet dinner. Instead, he finds the doors locked and barred. His wife refuses to let him in because, from her perspective, her husband is already sitting at the dining room table. This flowchart maps the economic breakdown. A jeweler crafts a chain for the Ephesus twin, but hands it to the Syracuse twin. Demanding payment creates an unresolvable debt loop. The Ephesus twin refuses to pay, leading to his arrest. Trapped in handcuffs and locked out of his own home, the Ephesus twin reacts with explosive anger. To the townspeople, this sudden rage looks like a man losing his mind. This creates a closed-loop chain reaction. Because the town is operating on false data, every rational defense the Ephesus twin makes only provides further evidence of his insanity. The pressure builds until nearly every character collides near a local monastery. The wife is furious, the jeweler is demanding his cash, and the father, Ægeon, is minutes away from execution for trespassing. The noise draws out the local abbess, who steps between the angry mobs to interrogate them and halt the violence. By pulling all the conflicting variables into a single room, she short-circuits the systemic cycle of errors. The characters can no longer exist in isolated bubbles of misunderstanding. The abbess brings both sets of twins out into the open at the same time. The visual proof instantly dissolves the mystery for the townspeople. The loose threads tie together in seconds. The abbess is revealed as Ægeon's long-lost wife. The authorities pardon Ægeon, and the severed family becomes whole again. The narrative proves that identity shapes reality. The way people treat us and the specific problems we face rely entirely on who the world believes we are. Chaos is often the result of an incomplete picture. Systems that look broken usually just have a few missing variables. To uncover more hidden truths like this, subscribe and help us continue.